So hopefully you'll enjoy sharing my practice of happy hips with me this morning. 16 minutes, happy hips. If I haven't met you before, my name is Cindy. Thank you so much for joining me to share your space with me and letting me share my space and practice with you. Let's settle in on our back body for happy hips this morning. Extend your legs out on your mat. Just find your space. Letting yourself sink into your mat. Let's start by placing one hand on our belly and one hand on our heart. Bringing the soles of the feet together and letting the knees drop open. Full inhalation and exhale completely. Maybe even make it audible. Let everything that doesn't serve you for this next 60 minutes drop away. Allow yourself to just start to settle into the rhythm of your breath. Start to notice those subtle things, the air around you, the sound of your breath at the back of your throat, the depth of the rise and fall of your belly as you breathe in and out. And just simply allow yourself to settle into that rhythm of your breath, that beating of your heart. Notice when we work through our hips a lot that our hips tend to, or the theory is, that they hold a lot of emotion. So if you feel a lot start to arise, or you feel stuck, or resistance, just bring yourself back to this natural rhythm of your breath. Simply inhale, fullness. Exhale and release any tension. With that in mind for our practice today, drop the hands to beside the body. Slide the heels to the longest finger and then heel till your feet as wide as your mat. Let's start in a simple windshield wiper. Your arms can stay by the side or you can take them out to the shoulder height. I'm going to bend my elbows, make a nice cactus, and just allow a little more opening through the chest as well. On the next exhalation, letting my knees just fall towards the right, and then as I inhale, draw them back to center. Exhale, let my knees fall to the left. Inhale them back to center. Starting to just allow the motion of my knees falling to the side to match the rhythm of my breath. Really connect with that inner world. Allow any force or expectation to go. Next time the knees come back to center, pulling the knees in towards your chest, giving yourself that giant squeeze. Really connecting with that imprint in the spine. Tuck your chin. Make the back of the skull heavy, and on the next inhalation, press the bottom of the tailbone deep into the mat. With each inhalation, deepen that connection all the way through the spine as it imprints into the mat. And as you exhale, just soften the space between your molars. Soften the knees in towards the chest. Let yourself settle here for a couple breaths. Inhaling fullness, feeling the connection of the spine into your mat, and exhaling as much softness without losing that connection. And as you draw the next breath in here, release the left leg. Keep the right knee deep in towards the chest. Maybe even take it out more to the right, letting it fall into that space on the right side body. With your next inhalation, flex the ankles, flare the toes. Keep that awareness in the feet. And on the next breath in, let's press the sole of the right foot to the ceiling, interlacing the fingers around the hamstring, maybe the calf. Without making it too intense here, exhale and relax the shoulders deeper into the mat. Maybe start to circle the ankle, draw big direction. And then exhaling, bending the right knee, drawing the left knee back and towards the chest so you can take a figure four. Cross that right ankle over the left knee. Thread that right arm between the legs and interlace the fingers. Soften here. Keep tucking that chin. Notice, do you still have the ankles flex, the toes flare, and what's the rhythm of the breath? Maybe you start to add motion here once you've set up that foundation, just rocking side to side. Notice where your body adds a little more resistance, a little more tension, and maybe just pause in that space and take an extra full breath in. On the next exhalation, dropping into a gentle twist, arms out to side, palms up, and both legs fall all the way over to the left. The sole of that right foot's going to settle on the floor. And then you're going to drop the right shoulder a little bit deeper into the mat, maybe even let the gaze fall to the right fingertips. Just let yourself drop into your breath here. 3 full breath cycles. Relaxing any tension in the belly. When you're ready to draw the next breath in, engage the core, bring the knees safely back to center. Keep the right ankle over top of the left knee and just let the legs fall all the way over to the right. That right ankle is just on the outside of that left thigh. If you find that too much, untwist the ankles and just let that left knee fall heavy on the right. Notice if you're resisting in the lower back of the belly. And with the next breath, keep the left shoulder heavy in the mat. Let the gaze fall to the left fingertips. Take one more full breath in here. Feel the fullness of it all the way into the rib cage. And exhale completely before moving. When you're ready to draw that next breath in, engage the core. Bring the knees safely back to center. Untwist the legs. Heel toe the feet as wide as the mat and drop back into your windshield wiper. Reset the rhythm of your breath. Notice if the knees start to fall with a little more ease. Have you increased the pace? Can you slow it back down? And when the knees come back to center, cross the left ankle over the right knee. Thread the left arm between the legs. Flex the feet, flare the toes. Soften the shoulders into the mat, tuck the chin, find that length through the spine. Notice your breath, and when you're ready, gently rock the legs side to side. Settle in that resistance, and when you're ready, dropping into our twist, arms out to the side, palms up, both legs fall to the right. Sole of the left foot settles on the floor, dropping the gaze to the left fingertips and releasing, surrendering into that twist. Take one more full breath in here. And when you're ready to draw the next breath in, bring the knees back to center. Pulling that left knee in towards the chest, straightening through that right leg, flexing the ankles, flaring the toes. Seeing if you can drop that left knee just a little bit deeper into that left armpit, and then pressing the sole of that left foot to the ceiling, interlacing the fingers around the hamstring of the calf. Dropping the shoulders heavy into the mat. And as you breathe, finding that full circle, both directions with the big toe. This time when you bend the left knee, pull the right knee back towards the chest. Keep the hands on the back of the thighs. Tuck the chin to the chest, the forehead to the knees, and gently start to rock and roll. Remember, if this isn't for you, you always have that option to roll to the side and press your way to a seated position. Enjoy a couple rolls. And when you're ready, arriving in that crisscross position, find enough space for both sit bones to be evenly grounded. And on your inhalation, sweep the left fingertips towards the ceiling. As you exhale, twist towards the right so that left hand can come on the outside of the right thigh. Inhale, lengthen from the sit bone through the crown of the head, and as you exhale, just gently draw the right shoulder away from the left. The head's the last thing to turn if it even needs to turn at all. Take one more full breath in here, get a little bit taller. And as you exhale, release the twist. Lean back, bring the soles of the feet to the outside again. This time sitting tall, find that same windshield wiper, just releasing into those hips. Noticing any new space you're creating. And this time when you crisscross the legs, crisscross them the opposite direction you did last time, so the opposite shins in front. Reset the foundation of the sit bones, and on the inhalation, when you sweep the right fingertips up towards the ceiling, exhale towards the left, finding a gentle twist towards the left. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, gently twist from the belly, then the heart, then the forehead. Let the head be the last thing to turn, if it even needs to turn at all. And as you exhale and return to center, roll to the hands and the knees, finding your tabletop position, spread the fingers nice and wide. Curl 10 toes under, soften the bend in the elbows, and as you drop the belly towards the mat, press the heart forward. Exhale, tuck your chin, hollow your belly, really round your back, and enjoy tucking your chin, maybe even looking towards your navel. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lengthen. Exhale and round. One more full breath cycle here. Moving into a modified side plank. Extend the right foot to the back of the mat, turn the left ankle out towards the left, and sweep right fingertips towards the ceiling. If you want a little bit more, go ahead and take those right fingertips all the way to the front of the mat, but keep rolling the rib cage open. Inhale, allow that right hip to lift towards the ceiling and just enjoy the opening on that outer right hip. Notice that the left shoulder stacked on the right, the elbows soft. And if you want a little bit more, lift up that right leg, bend the right knee, and find a gentle bind on the foot. With each inhalation, press the right hip forward, resist the foot into your hand. Whatever variation you're in, take 2 more full breaths in here, noticing that the breath starts deep in the belly and expands all the way to the chest. On the next exhalation, when you release the bind, extend the right foot back to the mat. Roll back to your hands and knees. 3 full breath cycle. Cat-cow. Lingering at the end of your inhale and exhale. Setting up the same side plank on the other side. Stack the right shoulder on the left. Extend the left foot to the back of the mat and turn the right ankle out towards the right. Dropping the heel of that back left foot to the mat, sweeping left fingertips up towards the ceiling and maybe even to the front of your mat. With each inhalation, keeping that soft bend in the right elbow, lifting the left hip towards the ceiling. Inhale, length from that back left pinky toe all the way through the left fingertips. And without losing that length, exhale and soften the breath. Notice if you have your shoulders to your ears, can you find more space as you roll open on the next breath in? And if you added the variation on the other side, lift up through the left leg, bind on the foot, and with each inhalation, press the hips forward. Resist the foot into the hand. Keep the breath long and soft. Where have you added tension that you can soften? And as you release that bind, rolling back to the hands and the knees. Take 3 more cat-cows. Maybe you want a different variation. Maybe you want to move the hips side to side, roll the shoulders. Once we find our breath again, curl 10 toes under if they become untucked. Lift the sit bones up and back. Bicycle into your first downward dog. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Drop the gaze between the feet. And as we settle into our foundation, inhale high on all 10 toes. As you exhale, let both heels drop towards the right. Let your hips drop towards the right. Feel the opening in the left side body. Inhale, rise back to all 10 toes. Exhale, drop over towards the left. more full breaths in this way. One more time to each side. And when you return to center, stay high on all 10 toes, bend the knees, look back between the hands, step just your right foot between the hands. Let the left knee settle soft to the mat, point the left toes so the top of the foot presses. And on the inhalation, sweep the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Draw the navel in, see if you can stack your shoulder over your hip, over the knee. Let's cactus our arms, bend our elbows, drop the shoulder blades down the back but lift the chest. Take one more full breath in here and adding a gentle twist. We're going to drop those right fingertips towards the mat or a block and let the left fingertips come overhead. Inhale back to center, and as you exhale, opposite side, left fingertips come down, tilt over towards the left. And on the inhalation, when we come back to center, moving into our half splits, pull the hips all the way to the back of the mat. Flex the right foot, slide the fingertips towards you. Keeping your hips square to the front of your mat, exhale and fold. Pause here. With each inhalation, lift the heart slightly, lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, surrender into any new space. Without worrying about the depth that you're getting to, can you keep your hips square? Can you keep the integrity and the length of your spine and just drop your head as an extension? Take one more full breath in here. Inhale, lunge forward, sweep the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Stay nice and tall, stack your shoulders over your hips. And adding a twist here, let's drop the right fingertips to the back of the mat, left fingertips forward. Spread the fingers, draw the navel in, get taller. Settle here with your breath. If you want a little more, drop that right hand all the way to the back of the left thigh, left fingertips towards the ceiling. With each inhalation, expand through the fingers. Feel that entire left side of the body opening and take a full breath into that side. On the exhalation, windmill the left hand to the mat, right fingertips to the sky. Nice simple twist here. Let that left hip start to drop towards the mat. Keep that right shoulder stacked over the left. Settle into the softness of your breath here for one more full breath. And on the exhalation, bring both hands inside the thigh. Curl the back left toes under and lift that left knee away from the mat. Taking a nice strong lizard lunge. Lengthen here from the back of that left heel all the way through the crown of the head. Keep a soft bend in the elbows. If you want a deeper version here, you can drop to the forearms, but just notice you keep that integrity through the spine. That length in your breath. Tugging that right knee in towards the right shoulder. And on the next inhalation, when you come high onto the hands, step the right foot back to the left. Inhale into your high plank position, and on the exhale, lift the sit bones up and back. Today I'm not going to move through many vinyasas. Just bicycle back into your foundation. If you choose or want to add those vinyasas in, please feel free to. Remember, this is your practice, your four corners. My words are simple suggestions. Take one more full breath in here, come high on the 10 toes. Bend the knees, look between the hands, step just the left foot between the hands. Let the right knee settle down to the mat, and as you inhale, sweep fingertips up towards the ceiling. Dropping the arms behind the back. Interlace the fingers this time, so just a different variation with our arms. Draw the navel in, lift the heart towards the ceiling, and see if you can find that length through the right side body. Keep the jaw soft. Exhale the shoulder blades down the back rib cage. Take one more full breath in here. And on the exhalation, when you release the interlace, let the left fingertips come to the outside, right fingertips to the ceiling. Gently lean to that side. Inhale, rise up, and as you exhale, drop right fingertips towards the mat, left fingertips overhead. Open up, left side. Inhale, rise back to center so you can plant both hands to the mat, pulling the hips evenly towards the back back to the mat. Flex that left foot. Square the hips as you slide the fingertips towards you. Inhale, lift the chest. And just hinging at your hips, fold into whatever space is there. Let the head drop in line with the spine. And as we settle into our half splits position, settle into your breath. Keep the intention or the integrity of pulling those sit bones down and back, lifting the heart up slightly on the inhale, and then exhaling and surrendering into any new space. Let's take one more full breath here. And on the inhalation, when you lunge forward and sweep the fingertips up towards the ceiling, stack your shoulders over your hips. Twisting into our runner's lunge here, drop left fingertips towards the back of the mat, right fingertips forward. Keep the hips square. With each inhalation, lengthen the torso. And then exhale, windmill the right hand to the mat, left fingertips to the sky. Settling into that simple twist. Stack shoulder over shoulder. Let the right hip drop towards the mat. Let the elbows soften and the breath lengthen. And on the exhalation, when the hands come inside the thigh, curl the back right toes under, lift the knee up. Pause here and find length in your lizard lunge. Press through that back right heel. Really wiggle the heel till it lines over top of the toe mount. Soften the bend in your elbows, and as you lift your navel into your spine and press the top of the crown to the top of the mat, take a full breath in. Choose to settle here. If you took the extra depth on the other side, take it on this side by dropping to the forearms, but keeping that same length through the spine. That same length in your breath. That same softness between the molars, the shoulders, and the ears. And on the next inhalation, when you rise up, step left foot back to right. Inhale into your high plank position. Option to float through your vinyasa or just lift the sit bones up and back. Downward dog. Reset the foundation, hands and feet in the same line. Gaze drops between the feet. Find your breath here. On the next inhalation, come high on all 10 toes and slowly tippy toe to the top of your mat. On the inhalation, lift the chest halfway, heel toe to feet, hip width distance. Bend the right knee, plant the right hand, sweep left fingertips up, really open up through that left hip. Exhale, let the left hand come back to the mat, bend the left knee, straighten the right, extend fingertips up. Let's go one more time on each side. Bend that knee, twist open, and really enjoy that opening throughout the hip. Take your time here with each breath. Find that space. And on the next inhalation, when you lift the chest halfway, pause here so you can step just the left foot to the back of your mat. Wiggle your right toes forward, lining the ankle over the knee, and on the inhalation, raise all the way up into that crescent lunge. Exhale, let yourself soften into that space. Taking that same twist we did when our knee was down, drop right fingertips towards the back of the mat, left fingertips forward. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, more length out of all 10 fingertips. Let that right sit bone sink. Pressing through the left heel. Find one more full breath in. Maybe you take a deeper version, letting the right hand come to the back of the thigh. Left fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, windmill left arm inside the foot. Right fingertips to the ceiling. This time, same runner's lunge twist, just the back knee is lifted. The sit bones tucking underneath you. Shoulders are stacked and breath is long. One more full breath cycle here. And on the exhalation, when the fingertips come back to the mat, step that back left foot to the outside of the right foot, so pinky toe sides of the feet touch. Exhale and fold into that space. Maybe you balance on your fingertips, maybe you hold opposite elbows and just sway side to side. On the next exhalation, when you release any balance, soften the bend in the knees, stepping the feet hip width distance. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, bend the right knee, sweep left fingertips up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift chest halfway. Exhale, bend the left knee. Sweep right fingertips up. Exhale and release. Inhale, lift chest halfway. Exhale, step just the right foot to the back of the mat. Sweep fingertips up towards the ceiling. Rise up. Exhale, sinking into that space. Drop the left fingertips to the back of the mat. Right fingertips forward. Square the hips. Lighten through the front left toes. Sink the left sit bone towards the mat. Take one more full breath in here. If you took the deeper bind, let that left hand come to the back thigh. Right fingertips towards the ceiling. Notice where you've added tension. Soften with your exhale. And as we take one more full breath in and reach through those fingertips, exhale, windmill the right hand to the mat. Left fingertips to the sky. Simple twist in your runner's lunge. Arms are in that T-shape, stacked, shoulder over shoulder. Inhale, press through that back heel. Exhale, twist from the belly. And on the exhalation, when the left fingertips come back to the mat, step right foot forward to the outside of the left foot. Pinky toes touch. Chest lifts and lengthens. Exhale and fold into that space. Pause here. Let the crown of the head descend. Balance on blocks. Hold the opposite elbows. Maybe sway, maybe stay still. But let that outer right hip open. Maybe soften the bend in your knees. Feel the weight shift forward onto the balls of the feet and trust your balance. On the exhalation, when you release the interlace of the fingers, step that right foot out. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bend the right knee, sweep left fingertips up. Enjoy that opening. Maybe it's expanding a little. Exhale and release. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, bend the left knee, sweep right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhale and release. Inhale, lift chest halfway. Exhale, step that right foot to the back of the mat. Once again, inhale, rise up into your crescent lunge. This time, drop that right heel to the back of the mat. Drop the arms behind the back, interlace the fingers. Inhale, lift the chest. Humble warrior. Exhale and fold. Let the crown of the head descend. Let the arms drop over. Let yourself sink deep into that left hip. Breathe here. Lengthening and softening. Taking time. And on the exhalation, when you release the interlace of the fingers, planting the hands to the mat, turn that right heel up. Heel toe the left foot to the outer edge. Bring the left hand inside the left thigh and twist open. If you want a little bit more, extend the fingertips to the back of the mat, bend the knee and gently bind on the foot. Wherever you are, settle into a place where you can take 3 long, full, deep breaths. No force. No pull. See if you can make it soft and sweet. And on the exhalation, when you release the binder, bring the hands inside the foot. Lift the right knee away from the mat. Turn all 10 toes to the long side of the mat and walk your hands to the long side. Inhale, lift your chest, settling into a wide-legged forward fold. Pinch and toe your toes. Soften the bend in your knees. Exhale and fold. Choose to just surrender here, balancing the hands on the mat. Maybe you want to take the hands to the outer ankles. Maybe you even want to bend one knee and then the other and let yourself kind of sink into those hips a little more today. When you return to center on your next breath in, lift your chest halfway. This time turn all 10 toes to the back of your mat. Bend that right knee, wiggle that left heel back. And on the inhalation, when you rise up into your crescent lunge, just facing the back of your mat, let yourself sink into that space. Dropping the arms behind the back to interlace the fingers and moving into warrior one, let that back left heel drop to the mat. Hug that right knee open towards the pinky toe side. And as you exhale and settle into your own space, lighten your toes. Inhale, lift your heart. And And on the exhalation, humble warrior. Let the right shoulder come inside. Let the arms drop overhead, let the crown get heavy. Breathe here. When you're ready, release the interlace of the fingers. Let the hands drop inside the thigh. Turn the left heel up towards the ceiling. Letting that left knee settle to the mat and heel toeing that right foot to the outer edge. Lift up through the big toe mound. Finding that gentle twist, hand inside of thigh. Inhale, chest from thigh. Really let that left hip drop towards the mat. And only if you took the bind on the other side. Extend the fingertips to the back of the mat, bend the knee and find that bind. Make sure wherever you settle into this posture, you can soften into the space with the exhale. You're aware of the space between your molars, the softness of the shoulders from the ears, and the length in your breath as you lift your heart on the inhale and soften the hip towards the mat on the exhale. Breathe here. And the next exhalation, when you release the posture, windmilling the hands inside that right thigh. Inhale the left knee from the mat. Turn all 10 toes to the long side of your mat and walk your hands to the center. Inhale to lift your chest. Exhale to fold. One more big inhalation. This time I want you to turn your left toes towards the ceiling and bend through the right knee, finding that half squat. Maybe you're high on your fingertips, maybe your sit bones drop. Maybe you even want to take the twist, resisting right arm inside thigh, opening left fingertips towards ceiling. Find your own depth. Settle into the softness of your breath. And on the inhalation, rise up. Square the hips. This time, turn the right toes to the back of the mat. Bend the left knee. Lift the right toes towards the ceiling and sink into the opposite side. Notice that you still have lots of integrity. That thigh isn't totally relaxed. You're really flexing that right foot, flaring those toes, lifting that chest. And if you found the twist on the other side, plant the left hand to the mat, right fingertips to the sky, and open up through the rib cage. Lengthen the breath. And on the next exhalation, bring the hands to the mat if they're not already there. Inhale the hips up towards the ceiling. Turn all 10 toes to the long side of the mat so you can step left foot back to right. Inhale into your high plank position. Exhale, lift the sit bones up and back, reset your foundation, maybe bicycle your knees, maybe come high on your toes, drop your heels, but settle back into the rhythm of your breath, the softness of that foundation, the length from the fingertips to the sit bones to the heels. One more full breath in here. And on the next inhalation, step the big toes together, sweep right heel high to the sky. Bend your right knee, turn your hips open to your right, and just let that opening now take place across your hips. Maybe you come high on those back left toes, keeping even weight in both hands. Letting the right heel get heavy towards the left side of your mat. And on the exhalation, bring the knee to the nose so you can just take that right shin behind both ribs. Let the left thigh settle to the mat. Remember, if pigeon pose is too much for you, lie on your back and cross your ankle over your knee for figure 4. Otherwise, balance on all 10 fingertips, lift the heart. Lengthen here. We're going to find a big opening on that left side first, so keep the left hand planted to the center of your mat. Inhale, right fingertips towards ceiling. And as you exhale and reach for the back of the mat, once again, bend that knee, find that bind. That opposite hip drops towards the mat, the shoulders stay soft. There's no force, no pull. And when you exhale and release the bind, put the hands to the mat. Really flex that right foot. Find the pinky toe edge of that foot to press into and just pull your hips back. Exhale, drop back into that space. Lift the hips up and back, find your leg. Exhale and surrender. One more full breath in that way. And this time when Keeping the hips square, the shoulders soft, the breath gentle. We're going to take 5 full breaths into this space, letting us sink into our hips. When you inhale and walk your hands back to center, you're just going to let that right sit bone drop to the mat so you can bend the left knee and sweep that foot forward. The sole of that right foot ends up inside the thigh. And sweep the right fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, turn towards that left thigh and fold up and over. Reach for the outside of the foot or the shin. Let the left hand draw inside. Forehead surrenders to knee. One more full breath here, and when you're ready to draw that next inhalation in, rise up, plant the right hand behind the back, left fingertips to the sky. Nice, beautiful opening for the front of the hips. Lift the hips up towards the ceiling, balance on the right shin, drop that left arm overhead, let the gaze follow. Keep that right shoulder stacked over that right wrist, keep the elbow soft. With each inhalation, just lift the hips, lengthen front and back body evenly, and soften into your breath here. Let whatever space is growing without force. And on the exhalation, when the sit bones come back to the mat, crisscross the legs, roll to the hands and the knees, step the feet to the back of the mat in your high plank position. Exhale, lift sit bones up and back. Reset that foundation. Reset the rhythm in your breath. Find whatever movement your body's craving. And then when you're ready, step big toes together. Inhale, left heel high to the sky. Bend the left knee, turn the hips open to the left and stack that hip. Let the heel get heavy towards the buttocks. Let the weight in the hands stay even. And on the next exhalation, bring the knee to the nose. Hover so you can plant that left shin behind both wrists. Let the right thigh settle to the mat. Adjust the hips, keeping them square. Inhale, draw the right hip forward, lift and lengthen out of your pelvis, and then center your right hand into the mat. Inhale, left fingertips towards the ceiling. As you drop those fingertips to the back of the mat, this might be your opening. If you bound on the other side, bend that knee. Find that gentle bind, but keep the elbow soft. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, let the hip drop towards the mat. Breathe into this space. Notice where you have a lot of tension, see if you can soften it. And on the exhalation, when you release the bind, plant the hands to the mat, come high on all 10 fingertips. Curl those back right toes under, really flex and flare the left foot so you can press into the pinky toe side of your foot, lift your hips up and back. Find that length through the outer edge of the leg, sink back into that space. Exhale, press the hips up and back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, sink back into that space. One more full breath in this way. And when you settle back down, point those back right toes. Slowly walk the hands forward to find your space. Whether you stay high on your hands, drop to your forearms, or drop all the way to the chest. With each inhalation, draw the right hip forward. With each exhalation, sink that left sit bone down towards that back right ankle. Breathe here. 5 long, slow, beautiful breaths. Absorb each one. And on the inhalation, when you walk the hands back towards that left shin, let the left sit bone sink. Bend the right knee, sweep that right foot forward. Sole the left foot settles inside. And on the inhalation, when you lift the chest, sweep left fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, turn towards the thigh and fold up and over. Let that right hand draw inside. Let the forehead surrender to the knee. Just breathe here. Let yourself surrender into this space as you surrender into your breath. And as you prepare to open the entire front of the body, inhale, rise to seated. Plant left hand behind the back, right fingertips to the sky. Inhale, lift the hips evenly towards the ceiling, balancing on that left shin. Let the right arm drop overhead, let the gaze follow. With each inhalation, keep that supporting elbow soft. Lift the hips. Light up from the toes to the hip to the heart. Breathe in through that whole line. Exhale and soften. And on the exhalation, when the sit bones return to the mat, just settle here and pull the sole of that right foot into the left. Interlace the fingers around the toes. And as you hinge at your hips, let the forehead get heavy towards the feet. This is one posture where you get to round your back, tuck your chin, and just let yourself yield to gravity. Rise back to center. Extend the right foot forward. Bring that left foot on the outside of that right thigh. Use the fingertips behind the back to tilt the pelvis forward as you sweep right fingertips towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, twist to the left. Exhale, release the twist. Extend through that left leg. Pull the right hand towards the chest. Cross it up and over the left. Finding the same twist on this side. Balance on the right fingertips. Inhale the left fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, twist right. More weight falls onto that right sit bone. As you inhale, lift the chest. Throw the right shoulder away and lengthen. And on the exhalation, when you release the twist, lean back. So you can windshield wiper the feet and just notice any difference from the start of our practice to the end. This time we're going to take this left ankle to that outer right thigh and bring the right leg up overhead. If this isn't accessible to you, take a simple crisscross position, keeping that right shin in front of the left. Wherever you choose to settle, make sure both sit bones are still evenly grounded. And on the inhalation, sweep the arms up at shoulder height. Exhale, cross the right arm over the left, bend the elbows, turn the palms out, and bring the hands together. On your inhalation, lift your elbows up. And as you exhale, just fold up and over your thighs, letting yourself surrender into that space. Keep the sit bones pressing down and back. Relax the shoulders. Let yourself breathe into that outer right hip. And on the next exhalation, unwind the arms, extend the hands forward, and maybe even press into the mat. See if you can allow the sit bones to ground a little bit deeper into the mat as you relax the crown of the head. Take an extra full breath in here, and then slowly walk your hands back towards the knees. Lean back so you can untwist your legs. Repeat that same windshield wiper. Notice the difference between the right and left hip here. And then when you come back to center, this time you're going to cross the right heel to the left hip and the right hip overhead. If you took a crisscross position, you're simply going to crisscross the opposite shin in front. On your inhalation, flex your ankles, flare your toes. Really feel the pinky toe side of that foot engage into your mat. And as you inhale the arms up to shoulder height, cross the left arm on top of the right this time. Bend the elbows, turn the palms out, and draw the hands together. Inhale, lift your elbows. Exhale, draw your hands away from your forehead and let yourself just hinge at your hips, folding into whatever space is made there. Keep the sit bones heavy onto your mat. Relax the shoulders. Sink into your own breath here as you sink into your fold. When you're ready, releasing the hands, extending the arms out forward just so you can really press into the mat. Gently push the front of the mat away so you can sink the sit bones a little bit deeper into the mat. And when you feel that same release through the outer left hip, slowly walk the hands back towards the shins. Leaning back to untwist the legs. Windshieldy wiper in the legs. And then pressing the soles of the feet together so you can settle all the way onto the back body. Bringing the hand back to the belly and the heart and letting the knees fall open. Just noticing the same space we started practicing. Can you let the knees fall a little bit heavier to the mat? Can you let yourself drop back into your breath? And once we're there, we're going to end with a final twist. Draw the knees together. Extend the right leg straight. Bring the left knee in towards the chest so you can bring that right hand to the outside of that left thigh. And then just shift the hips towards the left. Draw that left knee over towards the right. Drop the gaze to the left. Do your best to keep that shoulder connected without worrying about the depth of your twist. Allow your belly to soften. Surrender to whatever natural twist is there. Using that right hand inside the left thigh this time to gently bring it back to center. Shift the hips back to center. Extend the left leg straight. Draw the right knee towards the chest. Use the left hand on the outside of the right thigh. Right arm out to the right, palm down for support. And as you shift the hips to the left, let that knee fall. Keep that right shoulder connected. Big exhalation. Big surrender. Using the left hand inside the thigh to come back to center. Shifting the hips back to center. Last final windshield wiper to release any tension in the lower back. To feel the space and mobility in your hips. To savor in that free movement. And then when you're ready, drop the arms to the side. Tuck the shoulder blades deep down the back. Straighten the legs as wide as the mat and let the feet flop open. Let yourself settle into Shavasana, tucking the chin, feeling the length through the spine. And just allowing yourself to sink into your mat with every exhalation. Letting yourself absorb every yummy physical sensation from your practice. Take as much time as you can here. Once again, I thank you for sharing your space with me and allowing me to share my space with you. Have an amazing day with those happy hips. Namaste.